You seen from Shedeur so far?
I do. He's playing faster. That's probably the biggest gripe of him coming out of school. So this is the traditional under center bootleg. The big thing is after the fake, you gotta snap your head, find that end man. He does. Don't keep running. Put your foot in the ground. Number one, the flat route is taken. Don't take the sack, hold it quickly. Get that ball out to that crosser. That's very well done. This is that beautiful 60-yard touchdown pass to Jerry Jeudy. Look how quickly he goes from one, scans front side, realizes it's man, back to two, understands the safety, drops low, and carries that middle of the field post. Three is the backside right now. Man, that's awesome. We see that from high-level starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Very well done by Shedeur. Changes the protection here. He wants Fannin one-on-one, gives him the chance to hesitate, watches the corner collapse on the in route from the top. This is an elite throw under a real NFL pocket. You cannot play and/or throw it better than those clips right there. Are there still issues? 100%. Down in the red zone, all-out pressure. You have to drift. I love the fact that he backpedals. You got to beat the last guy with the throw. Give your tight end, the young rookie Fannin, a chance versus man covered. So it hasn't been unbelievably perfect, but man, the stuff that you saw in college and even in that Rams preseason game that I gave you just some reservations, I think week by week there's just been a little bit of a step forward in some of those flaws. This weekend he played at a very high level.
And let me tell you something right now, when a former NFL quarterback looks into the camera and says, "I was wrong," that's not normal. That's not routine. That's a moment. That's a shift. That's a sign that something bigger is happening in Cleveland. Because Shedeur Sanders didn't just play quarterback on Sunday. He walked into a firefight against Tennessee, took every punch, and answered with the type of composure you only see from the greats. This kid threw for 364 yards, kept the Browns alive until the final snap, and did it while the pressure around him looked like a collapsing building. And yet, despite the loss, despite the scoreboard flashing 29-31, people aren't talking about Cleveland falling short. They're talking about Shedeur rising. They're talking about how a rookie walked into chaos and made the game look like slow motion. Because let's be honest, the Browns haven't named a rookie their season-long starter in years. And early today, Cleveland made it official, Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. Not temporary, not filling in. The guy, the leader, the franchise. And inside that locker room, you can feel it. Alex Wright said it best. Shedeur brings an energy all his own. Habit, steady, always shaking hands, always asking questions, always carrying himself like someone who knows exactly what he wants to be. He's the same dude every single day, whether he's joking with teammates or sitting in Kevin Stefanski's office reviewing film like a veteran who's been here 8 years, not 8 weeks. That's the part the cameras never catch. That's the part the league never understands until it's too late. You can't rattle someone who's already built for the moment. But on NFL Live, Dan Orlovsky went through the tape, and it was brutal, not for Shedeur, but for anybody who doubted him. He shows the bootleg, the fake, the foot in the ground, the quick read, flat defender covered, don't take the sack, hit the crosser, controlled, exact. Then he rolled the clip, the big one, the 60-yard bomb to Jerry Jeudy. And the room went quiet. Because everybody saw it, the scan from one, the read to two, the safety dropping slow, the backside window opening like a trapdoor. Shedeur hit it like someone who's been doing this his whole life. And this isn't college tape anymore. These aren't FCS corners. This is grown man football. This is NFL speed, NFL pressure, NFL consequences. And the rookie is out here looking like he's been waiting for this stage since birth. But this is the part nobody wants to talk about. He's doing all of this behind a sometimes shaky offensive line, behind a protection scheme that's still adjusting to him, behind a team still figuring out its identity. And he's making it look easy. But it wasn't perfect, and that's what makes it scarier. Because if this is Shedeur before he fully grows, what happens when it all comes together? Before we go deeper, let me ask you something. Do you think a rookie should look this calm after losing a game by 2 points? Should a kid who just turned the league on its head be even better than this someday? Or is Shedeur already playing beyond expectations? Let me know in the comments. I'm watching. Because the tape doesn't lie. When Orlovsky rolled that red zone pressure clip, the all-out blitz, Shedeur backpedaled, drifted, and still found a window to give rookie tight end Fannin a chance in man coverage. That's advanced quarterbacking. That's stuff you don't teach. That's instinct plus discipline.
He brings an energy of his own. Like, Shedeur's been the same person since he stepped foot in Cleveland. Like, there's nothing changed about him. He's always the happy-go-lucky person that's in the locker room, always shaking people's hands, making jokes and stuff like that. And then when it's time to, put on the pads and put on the helmet, it's time to work. Like, even when I come into the facility, I see him in the office every day with Coach Stefanski, like, just going over film. I see him in there asking questions, and he's not afraid to ask questions. So just for him to be, that poised rookie and stuff like that, that's not afraid to go out there, and throw the football. Of course, he's a rookie. There's always going to be mistakes in the game of football.
And the more you watch this kid's film, the harder it becomes to pretend he's just a rookie. There are veterans who don't process this quickly. There are veterans who freeze on these plays. But Shedeur? He's playing faster than he ever did in college. That was the knock on him. Slow processing. Staying in the pocket too long. Hesitation. But look at him now. Snap. Foot in the ground. Deliver. Snap. Scan across the field. Arc the throw between the levels. Hit the window before it even exists. This isn't the same kid people nitpicked during draft season. This is someone rewriting his own scouting report every single week. And speaking of rewriting, let's talk about the part of this that really shook the league. Orlovsky didn't just praise him, that he didn't just break down the tape, that he said the quiet part out loud. I was wrong. In this industry, that's borderline historic. QB analysts spend years standing on their takes like they're gospel. But Shedeur made a grown man back up and say, my mistake. That's impact. That's gravity. That's a moment that tells you the league is shifting. Because even in a losing effort, even in a game where Cleveland's defense cracked late, even in a game where Tennessee played their best football in weeks, Shedeur was the one who looked like the star. He was the one who owned the spotlight. And as Cleveland moves forward, as Stefanski gives him full control for the rest of the season, as players like Alex Wright talk about his daily effort, you can feel it. This isn't a rebuild. This is a rise. This is the beginning of something that could define the Browns for the next decade. And look, I know some fans don't want to hear optimism after a loss. I get it. But watch the tape again. Watch the poise. Watch the accuracy. Watch the decision-making that even Orlovsky called elite. Elite, for a rookie. If Shedeur keeps trending upward like this, with this accuracy, this command, this confidence, do you think he can be a top 10 quarterback by next season? Or is that too soon? Sound off below. I want to hear it. Because I'm telling you right now, something is happening in Cleveland. Something real. Something loud. Something the league can't ignore. And if you're not paying attention yet, you will be soon. Because let's be honest, after what we saw against Tennessee, after watching Shedeur Sanders stand in the pocket like a man who had ice in his veins, after watching him thread NFL-level throws while the Titans' pass rush crashed around him, how can anyone pretend this kid isn't the future? Think back to that fourth quarter. Down by 2. Stadium roaring. Titans dialing up pressure like they were trying to break him. And Shedeur didn't blink. He didn't flinch. He didn't panic. He stood tall, fired darts across the middle, extended plays with subtle pocket movement, and kept Cleveland in the fight until the final whistle. That's not normal for a rookie. That's leadership. That's presence. That's control of the moment. And yeah, the Browns lost. 29-31. A heartbreak. A one-possession knife fight that came down to execution on both sides. But look deeper. Look at the numbers. Look at the composure. Look at the tape every analyst is talking about today. Shedeur didn't lose that game. He kept Cleveland alive when everything else around him was slipping. And when you're a rookie quarterback, when you're the face of a franchise that has lived through nothing but disappointment for years, performing like that in a loss tells you more about who you are than a blowout win ever could. Let me ask you something real quick. Did that Titans game make you believe Shedeur might actually be the long-term franchise guy in Cleveland? Because after 364 yards and that kind of poise, it's hard to argue otherwise. What do you think? And here's where it gets even more interesting, because what Dan Orlovsky showed on NFL Live wasn't just praise. It was deeper than that. It was a validation, a confirming moment that the league, the analysts, the scouts, the former quarterbacks, is starting to realize something. Shedeur Sanders isn't just surviving in the NFL, that he's evolving, that he's learning, that he's already fixing the weaknesses people swore he couldn't overcome. Remember the big critique coming out of college? He holds the ball too long. He doesn't play fast enough. He won't adapt to NFL speed. Those takes died on national TV today. Orlovsky broke down that under-center bootleg. Snap your head. Find the edge defender. Plant. Deliver. But most rookies run the fake, drift too far, lose timing, take a sack. Not Shedeur. He found the defender instantly, reset, fired to the crossing route before the pressure closed in. That's veteran-level discipline. Then the protection change. The one-on-one matchup he wanted. The hesitation move. Watching the corner collapse. Sliding the ball between three bodies with perfect timing. Orlovsky called it an elite throw under a real NFL pocket. That's not the kind of sentence analysts throw out lightly. This was the kind of breakdown that tells you something big. Shedeur isn't playing rookie football anymore, that he's playing quarterback. And here's the part that should scare the league and excite Browns fans. Alex Wright said he sees Shedeur in the facility every single day, sitting with Coach Stefanski, asking questions, studying tape, diving into details like someone who refuses to just be good enough. That's the stuff that creates stars, that's the stuff that builds careers, that's the stuff that wins divisions. But if I'm being real, the biggest moment came at the end of Orlovsky's segment. He said something nobody expected. Week by week, there's been a little bit of a step forward. This weekend, he played at a very high level. That's code, that's translation for, he's figuring it out faster than anyone thought. And if you're watching Cleveland right now, you can feel it. There's a confidence. There's a spark. There's a belief growing in the building. And it's not because the Browns are suddenly perfect. We saw how imperfect they still are in that Titans game. It's because the guy under center is carrying himself like someone who refuses to lose for long. And that's why this moment matters, that's why the announcement matters. Cleveland officially naming Shedeur Sanders the starting quarterback for the rest of the season isn't just a depth chart move. It's a declaration, a stamp of belief, a bet on the future. And right now, that future looks brighter every single week. If Shedeur Sanders keeps playing like this, reading defenses, firing into windows, leading scoring drives, who do you think should fear him the most? A division rival, a veteran quarterback, or the people who doubted him on draft day? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear your take. But before we close, let's circle back to something important. Something almost poetic. Something that tells you everything you need to know about Shedeur's rise. When a rookie steps into the NFL, analysts usually spend months nitpicking them, pointing at flaws, comparing them to failed prospects, using slow-motion clips as proof they're not ready. But today, the analysts became fans. Today, the tape didn't show mistakes. It showed maturity, IT showed growth, IT showed a kid who is already outplaying his scouting report, his expectations, and his critics. And that's what Cleveland needs right now. Not perfection, not instant championships, just a quarterback whose arrow points upward every single week. And that's exactly what Shedeur Sanders is delivering. But let me ask you right now, after 3 straight weeks of growth, after the Titans game, after the national praise, what do you expect from Shedeur next week? More yards? More touchdowns? Another statement? Let me know. I'm reading everything. Because here's the truth, and this is the part Veleb official would emphasize with the cinematic music rising in the back. Some players enter the league with hype, some enter with pressure, some enter with critics waiting to pounce. Shedeur entered with all 3, but he's flipping the script. He's turning pressure into fuel, he's turning hype into production, he's turning doubt into silence. And in Cleveland, a city starving for consistency, hungry for a quarterback who won't crack under the lights, desperate for a leader who sees the game differently, Shedeur Sanders is becoming exactly what they've been waiting for. So yeah, the Browns lost 29-31. A tough pill, but a loss is not a failure. Not when your rookie quarterback walks out of the stadium looking like the future. And if today's film breakdown taught us anything, it's this. Shedeur is coming, he's growing, he's learning faster than anyone expected, and the league better get ready. Because the Browns' future doesn't start next year, it already started. This Sunday I in that 364-yard masterpiece. Against Tennessee, against pressure, against doubt. And trust me, this is only the beginning. If you're rocking with Shedeur, if you're riding with this Browns team, if you want more breakdowns, more stories, more controversy, and more truth, make sure you like and subscribe to Gridiron Insights, because we're here every day breaking down the rise of the next great NFL quarterback. And right now, that rise belongs to Shedeur Sanders.